My name is Kasha Dupuy, and I'm with the Niagara-on-the-Lake Public Library, and happy Canada Day. Yeah, today's Canada Day. Thanks for celebrating with us. So we're going to do a quick story, short and sweet, one of my boys' favorites, and I'm trying to make sure it's not too shiny on the screen, but it's called Up the Creek by Nicholas Oldland, and it was published in 2013 by Kids Can Press. So thank you very much for Kids Can Press for letting us use this really cool story in our STEAM Storytime today. So let's get started. Up the Creek. And these are the main characters in the book. So there is a beaver, a moose, and a bear. So up the creek. And there's the creek. It's very windy. And there's some trees and everything. So, I wonder what the story's going to be about if it's showing a windy creek. Oops, windy. Okay. There once was a bear, a moose, and a beaver who were the best of friends, though they often disagreed. So there's the bear, the moose, and the beaver. One sunny day, the bear, the moose, and the beaver decided to go canoeing. Has anyone been canoeing before? I went once. The moose wanted to steer, but so did the bear and the beaver. They all sat in the stern. That's the back of the boat. So they're all sitting in one, and what's happening to that boat? Not gonna go anywhere, is it? With so much weight in the back of the canoe, it tipped and they ended up in the water. So they played eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and it was decided that the moose would steer. They all settled back into the canoe and began to paddle. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. That's what the beavers sing. Does anyone ever do that when they're trying to pick turns? Do the eeny, meeny, miny, moe song? I used to do that when I was younger a lot. The bear insisted on paddling port side, but the beaver and the moose also preferred the left. With everyone paddling on the same side, they traveled in circles. Soon their arms grew tired, so they began to switch sides. That's when they finally started to travel in a straight line. But just as they began to make progress, they came to a stop at a beaver dam. They all had different ideas as to how to get across the beaver dam. The beaver wanted to push the canoe, but that didn't work. I think it got stuck on the beaver dam. The moose thought they should pull the canoe. That didn't work either. Fortunately, the bear figured it out. The only way across was to portage. And to portage means to pick it up over your head and carry it, just like that. Back in the water, the bear and the moose and the beaver settled into a rhythm and started to really enjoy paddling along the river. But it wasn't long before they began to argue. They argued so loudly that they didn't notice the current growing stronger or the quiet rumbling in the distance. What could that be? If the water's flowing stronger, flowing faster, and there's a rumbling in the distance, what around us where we live has rumbling with water? So this is what they're saying. Stop splashing. Keep paddling. I'm hungry. Until it was too late. The river had turned into wild whitewater rapids. So look, it's kind of like rapids. They're kind of like little waterfalls that go down rocks. We have a giant waterfall near us, don't we? We have the Niagara Falls. But that's a little tiny one. And the beaver's going, Thrown sideways, underwater, through the air, and everywhere, the bear, the moose, and the beaver held on for their lives. My goodness. Look at them, all over the place. Exhausted, bruised, and wet, the three friends landed on a rock in the middle of the rapids. Oh, look at that little tired bird. They all look tired and exhausted and bruised. The moose wanted to burn the canoe to make a signal fire. The bear wanted to throw the beaver to shore to get... Do you think that would work? The beaver figured swimming to shore would be safer. Probably for the beaver. They argued over whose plan was the best well into the night. Oh, they're arguing. They're like, can we figure this out? I think my plan's the best. Oh, this is one of my favorite pages. The next morning, it dawned on the bear, the moose, and the beaver that they would have to work together to make it home safely. And you know what they're saying? We can do it. So they climbed back into their battered canoe, took a deep breath, and ran the rapids. They did it together. Ran the rapids means go back down the rapids. They twisted, leaped, crashed, and blasted through the water. The rapids were fierce, with the bear's powerful strokes, with the moose's steady hoof, and the beaver's clever commands. They set a true, clear course. At last, the bear, the moose, and the beaver made it to shore. How do they look? Exhausted? After a much-needed nap, the bear, the moose, and the beaver worked together to repair their canoe and paddles. So they have a hammer, and beaver's using his teeth, and the moose is kind of scratching something into the canoe, maybe repairing a scratch or a leak. Catch some fish, and cook lunch. Before they tucked into their meal, they all gave thanks for the wildest adventure they had ever had. Rested and relaxed, the bear, the moose, and the beaver were ready to set out for home. After taking a long look at the raging rapids, they decided to walk. And who could disagree with that? The end. So that was Up the Creek by Nicholas Oldland, one of our favorite books at my house here. And this was published in 2013 by Kid Cam Press, so thank you for letting us use this book today. Also, I want to show you this page too. There's a whole series of these kind of books right here. They're all really great STEAM ideas, but they're also very hilarious. We love them. Okay, so that was our book for today. And like I said, it's a short and sweet STEAM story time today. So the book is done. So for today's STEAM challenge, what I thought we could do, what I thought I would let you and show you how to do. Some of you might have done this before. It's a very popular STEAM idea. But because the beaver, the moose, and the bear were in a boat called a canoe, I thought it would be kind of cool for you to make your own boat out of tinfoil. So I know this is something that a lot of people have done before, but it's something that all ages can do. And even if you've done it before, if you do it again, you're being just like an engineer and a scientist, because scientists and engineers experiment. That means they do the same thing over and over again, and every single time they try to make it better. Sometimes it doesn't work to get better, and that's okay. That's the whole point of experimenting. But sometimes it does get better, and you learn something new. Okay, so I'm going to take my tin foil, and it might be kind of tricky for me to show you this here, but I'm just going to wrap these edges like this, and I'm going to go like this with my other side. Oops, and I ripped my canoe. Look, I can just patch it up like so. And you know what, maybe I'll fold it since I ripped it, just like that. And I'm gonna kind of shape it into like an almond shape, kind of like a boat. So kind of just like that. So there is my little boat. Yeah, really simple, quick thing to do. And actually, because it's such a beautiful Canada Day today, it'd be a really fun thing to do outside if you have like a little pool you play in, or just like a little, even like a little bucket of water. So there's my little canoe, and I can experiment to see how much this canoe can hold. But first of all, I want to see if my canoe will float, because I ripped it. So let's see. So I'm going to take my water bowl here. Let's see. Yep, it floats. So maybe I could take some of my boys' trains and see how many trains it could hold, how many coins it could hold. You can try marbles or little action figures. But that is what I'd like you to do with your STEAM challenge today. Make a little tinfoil boat or boat, make a whole fleet of boats, and see if they can float in the water, and see which one maybe can hold the most stuff you put in it. Yeah, it'd be a really fun thing to do as a family together today on Canada Day.